All right, let's get those chopsticks ready.
Yeah.
We're diving deep into Hong Kong street food today.
Ooh, yeah.
All thanks to Mark Wiens and his amazing YouTube documentary.
Definitely mouth-watering.
Seriously. Michelin-starred dim sum, those iconic day pay dongs.
Those open-air food stalls.
Right. And that crispy-skinned roast goose.
Oh, you know it. All over Instagram.
Expert speakers here to break it all down for us. So
Absolutely.
let's dig in.
You actually hit on some key parts of Hong Kong food culture right there.
Oh, yeah.
For example, those day pay dongs. They're more than just cheap eats.
Interesting.
They represent, like, Hong Kong's history,
Wow.
resilience, that entrepreneurial spirit.
I see.
Then he started as, like, simple street carts.
Really?
Evolving over generations into, the bustling hubs they are now.
I have to admit, when I first saw those scenes in the documentary,
Yeah,
I was just focused on the food itself.
of course.
I didn't even think about the cultural side of it.
It's easy to be drawn in by the visuals, especially with Mark's filming style.
Right.
But food is always connected to the people and their stories.
That's so true.
Take that woman making the tomato macaroni soup.
Oh, yeah.
Who knew a simple comfort food could be such a local thing?
Totally. It's like a culinary folktale almost.
Yeah.
Evolving from hot dogs with tomato to a whole new dish.
Fascinating, right?
And speaking of unexpected dishes,
Yeah.
that macaroni soup reminded me of the dim sum.
Oh, how so?
On one hand, you have these traditional tea houses.
Yeah, bustling with energy.
Exactly. And then there's Lung King Heen.
The Michelin-starred world.
Yeah, where every little bite feels like art.
It's amazing that contrast.
It is.
Really shows how dynamic Hong Kong's food scene is. You have centuries-old traditions, but also cutting-edge culinary innovation.
Right alongside each other.
Exactly. It's a city that respects its heritage,
I see.
but is always pushing the boundaries.
I like that.
And this is reflected in the presentation, but also the ingredients.
Speaking of, Mark really emphasized using fresh, local ingredients.
Absolutely.
Throughout the whole documentary.
He did.
Sourcing the best produce and seafood.
Essential in Cantonese cuisine.
Like that scene at the Aberdeen Fish Market.
Oh, yeah.
He buys the seafood.
It has it cooked right there.
It really made that point clear.
It did. That focus on freshness is a cornerstone of Cantonese cuisine.
So it's not just about taste then?
Right. It's letting the natural flavors shine through.
I see.
Not masking them with heavy sauces or spices.
Interesting.
It's also about connecting with the local ecosystem, supporting local producers.
That philosophy really resonates with me.
Yeah.
Especially today.
I know what you mean.
Where we're so disconnected from our food sources.
It's true.
Seeing that direct connection from the fishermen.
To the market, to the dish.
So refreshing.
It is. And that brings us to another iconic dish.
Oh.
Typhoon shelter crab.
Okay.
Mark tries two versions in the documentary.
Right.
Highlighting both traditional and modern takes.
That original one with the black bean sauce and chili seemed really intriguing.
It is. The story behind it's fascinating.
What is it?
It was born out of practicality,
Look.
Fishermen seeking shelter during typhoons.
Makes sense.
And it became this beloved dish.
That's so cool.
It perfectly shows how necessity can lead to culinary innovation.
I never thought about it that way.
Think about it, using simple ingredients,
Okay.
readily available on their boats,
Right.
transforming them into something delicious.
And filling, too.
Absolutely. It's a testament to their resourcefulness and creativity.
It makes you appreciate the dish on a whole other level.
Doesn't it?
It's not just about the taste.
It's the ingenuity.
Yeah, the resilience behind it.
Like a culinary time capsule.
Wow, I like that.
Telling a story of survival and adaptation.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And that dedication to both preserving culinary traditions while also embracing new ideas.
It's something that defines Hong Kong's food scene today.
So it's a city that honors its past,
but is constantly evolving.
making it a really exciting destination for any food lover.
Absolutely.
Before we move on,
Yeah.
I have to ask, did that legendary dim sum chef at Lung King Heen live up to the hype?
Oh, absolutely.
That abalone puff he made
I know, right?
looked incredible.
Watching him work is like witnessing a master craftsman
Really?
at the peak of his abilities,
Wow.
The precision, the artistry,
Yeah.
the way he turns simple ingredients into these intricate, delicate morsels.
I can only imagine.
It's mesmerizing.
And the fact that he's been honing his craft for decades speaks volumes about the dedication that goes into creating exceptional dim sum.
It's true.
It's not just the technique, though.
Right.
It's a deep respect for the ingredients.
It's tradition.
And for the dining experience as a whole.
It's about creating something visually stunning, but also deeply satisfying.
On every level. It really makes you think about the difference between just like eating and truly experiencing food.
It does.
Speaking of experiences,
yeah,
those daipeidongs
mm-hmm.
definitely seem to offer a unique one.
They do.
The energy, the open air setting.
It's true.
The chefs, like working over those roaring flames.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost theatrical.
It is. There's a performance element for sure.
Right.
And it's not just for show.
I see.
Those intense cooking techniques.
Like the wok tossing we saw.
Exactly. They're essential for that perfect char.
And those smoky flavors.
Absolutely.
That chef at Hung Yuan.
The one in the orange tank top.
Yeah, he really embodied that intensity.
He did.
Mark even called him an athlete.
I remember that,
Yeah.
and I can see why.
The way he moves that wok.
It's amazing.
Juggling all those dishes at once.
A true master.
It's mesmerizing.
It really shows the skill and stamina needed to work like that.
Yeah, it's hot, it's fast-paced.
There's no room for error.
But they still make incredible food.
Every single night.
It makes you realize that street food is just as much about artistry.
As fine dining.
Even if the settings are completely different.
Absolutely. And that dedication to craft,
Yeah.
it goes beyond the daipeidongs.
Really?
Remember Auntie at Hinky?
The one making oyster omelets?
Yes. For over 40 years.
That's amazing.
A lifetime of experience in every dish.
You can tell she's so passionate about it.
And it shows in her food.
And it's not just individual skills.
Right.
It's about the legacy of these dishes. You know.
Passed down through generations.
Exactly. Like the roast goose at Yatluk.
Oh, man.
They've been using the same techniques for decades.
Constantly refining.
To achieve that perfection.
That dedication to tradition really comes through in the documentary.
Doesn't it?
The slow roasting.
The basting, tilting the goose to redistribute the juices.
It's like a ritual.
I guess.
And the results speak for themselves.
Crispy skin, succulent meat.
That aroma.
It's no wonder Yatluk is considered one of the best.
For roast.
It's making me hungry just thinking about it.
Me too.
And while we're on the topic of roasted meats,
yeah,
we can't forget the char siu at Siu Mei King.
Oh, that glistening caramelized pork.
Look divine.
Char siu, a classic Cantonese dish,
It
requires mastery of marinating.
Roast.
The glazing.
Right.
Dunking it in sugar syrup after roasting.
That's what creates that glossy finish.
It is, and adds another layer of flavor.
It's amazing how they balance the sweet, savory, and smoky flavors.
It's a true art form.
Yeah.
It highlights the depth and complexity of Cantonese cuisine.
It really does.
It's not just stir fries and noodles.
Right.
It has such a long history, diverse techniques, and emphasis on balancing flavors and textures.
I'm realizing my understanding of Cantonese food was pretty limited before this.
That's the beauty of exploring different culinary cultures.
It is.
It challenges our assumptions and opens our palates.
To new possibilities.
Oh.
Speaking of new possibilities.
Yeah.
Mark also explores modern Cantonese cuisine at the Chairman.
Oh, the Chairman, right?
It seems like they're pushing the boundaries of Cantonese food.
They are.
While still honoring the core principles.
It's a great example of tradition and innovation coexisting.
In the culinary world.
Yes. They use the freshest local ingredients.
Sourced with care.
And elevate them with modern techniques and presentations.
Their steamed flour crab dish.
I know the one.
With the chicken fat, shaxing wine, and emulsified egg yolk.
It sounded incredible.
It did. It's like a classic dish reimagined.
It shows that innovation doesn't always mean reinventing the wheel. Sometimes it's about taking something familiar
and elevating it
with new techniques and unexpected flavors.
It's like they're expressing traditional Cantonese cuisine
in a new language.
Exactly. And that's what makes Hong Kong's food scene so exciting.
It is so dynamic.
A blend of tradition, innovation, and cultural influences.
Always evolving.
And full of surprises.
Absolutely.
You know, after seeing all these different sides of Hong Kong food culture,
yeah,
I'm amazed by the variety of dining experiences.
There's so much to explore.
You can have a Michelin quality meal
for under $10
at a daipeidong.
It's true.
Or enjoy a multi-course tasting menu at a fancy restaurant.
Hong Kong is unique that way.
It is.
Everyone can experience amazing food.
No matter their budget.
Exactly.
And it's not just about the price.
Right.
It's the atmosphere.
The service.
The whole dining experience.
Whether you're sharing dim sum with family and friends, or having a quiet meal at a fine dining spot.
Hong Kong has it all.
For every taste and occasion.
What I love is that sense of community,
A shared love of food.
It's a city that celebrates eating and connecting with others.
You're absolutely right. Food is more than sustenance in Hong Kong.
It's a way of life.
A cultural touchstone.
A source of pride and joy.
Absolutely. It really reminds you that food can bring people together.
Create a sense of belonging.
Yeah. And speaking of connection...
Did you notice how Mark focused on the people?
In the documentary.
Yeah, it wasn't just about the food.
Okay.
It was about the people making it, their stories, their passion.
Oh, absolutely.
It made everything feel so personal.
Authentic.
Like we were right there with him.
Meeting everyone.
Hearing their stories firsthand.
Like that dim sum master.
At Lung King Heen.
Decades dedicated to his craft.
And Auntie at Heen Kee.
With her love for oyster omelets.
Those little touches really brought the documentary to life.
It's a reminder that food is about so much more than what's on the plate.
Yeah.
It's about the people who grow it, who prepare it.
Who share it with us.
The traditions passed down, the skills, the stories woven into each dish.
And that brings us to one of the key takeaways.
From this deep dive.
The importance of appreciating and preserving culinary traditions.
Yeah, in a world that feels increasingly homogenized.
It's crucial to celebrate those unique flavors,
techniques, stories
that define different cultures.
It's about recognizing the value of those traditions and supporting the people and communities that keep them alive.
Exactly. And it's not just about the past.
Right.
It's about embracing innovation, too.
Letting those traditions evolve.
Adapt.
Like the modern Cantonese food at the Chairman.
They're reinterpreting traditional Cantonese cooking.
With a contemporary feel.
That's what makes the Hong Kong food scene so dynamic.
Exciting.
Tradition meets innovation.
Classic dishes reimagined.
New flavors always popping up.
This deep dive has definitely made me crave some Hong Kong street food.
Me too. But beyond that,
yeah.
The biggest thing I've realized is that food is like a window into a culture.
It is.
It tells us about history, values, way of life.
I couldn't agree more.
I hope this deep dive has inspired everyone listening.
To not only find delicious food,
but also to really explore the stories and traditions behind it.
To savor each bite.
Appreciate the flavors.
Techniques.
Cultural influences.
That make each cuisine unique.
So whether you're planning a trip to Hong Kong
or exploring your own city,
approach every meal with curiosity,
respect,
and open mind.
Who knows? You might just discover your own culinary adventure.
Full of amazing discoveries.
And unforgettable experiences.
Happy eating, everyone.
Happy eating. Right.